What was that tutorial? Like, I honestly don't remember. Let's go poke it. See what it does.
You hear rumors of a band of robbers setting up camp in the area. Some of your food stocks and supplies have gone missing over the weeks, and there are talks of the bandits getting more and more violent.
Oh no! They took 10 gold? All of our meat? That's a problem. Okay, here's the thing with bandits. And it's the same thing with, you know, anybody who's kind of doing something malicious for profit. If you pay them off, they are just going to come back. You know, it's like the Romans. You know, you like try to pay off the Goths or something like that. And it's like, really, really? No, if you just pay them off, they're just going to come back and harass you again because they want to get paid again. So if we got some freebooters, they're just going to come back. And really, I'm not okay with them taking materials that I can't replace. I cannot get gold right now. So let's at least do the hunting. We may not actually go into the fight against them, but hopefully this will put them on the map so that our scouts can actually go out and find them.
Your scouts set out to track the bandits, but it seems they're hiding their safe house well. Luckily, you have some skilled scouts to help out.
Not necessarily in town. Let's go ahead and do it again, because really, if we fail, we might take some wounds or something like that, but the wounds we take in combat, as long as we succeed at the challenge, aren't permanent. We've got some good abilities over here, some good damage. She's just Hubby Slava here is just a buffer. Counter offense, 5. Wow, that's very powerful. He can't even come out because he doesn't have any fight ability. But he's stealthy. Right, let's go ahead and... Oh, I know exactly what we're doing. We've got 2 combat cards. Let's do counter offense 5. Bam. Send it to the discard pile. So now it can come out as confused, but it's piercing damage. Oh, it was fantastic. It was piercing damage. Couldn't actually do any damage, and it's confused. We're going to shred this thing. I can now bring out all my cards, so why don't I do that? These cards will get to go to the first round, take care of this hunting, and then they will move on to that one. No, this worked out wonderfully, especially for the town. I mean, the town is obviously weaker than our scouts in terms of combat ability. Alright, here we go. Very well done.
You discover tracks leading into an old mine shaft, long exploited and unused, thus a perfect site for a hideout. Your scouts mark this place on the map.
Alright, this is good. Perhaps we can get these resources back, but this is good. This is very, very good. Our townspeople don't actually have to hunt them down and fight them. They can find them, and then we can send our main scouts against them. All the way down here? And we know they're bandits here. Why does it put 2? Huh. Alright. Well, we're getting a lot of spots on the map to go to. We really are. Let's go ahead and go over here.
Theodore welcomes you. Well, hello there. No worries. Do go and check out those dungeons.
Okay, okay. So that's where he is. No point in going there. Do we go down and do that, or do we go over and do the bandits? It's going to be nightfall soon. So maybe worth staying around Ostia, but... night is just dawning. Let's head over this way. Maybe a bad call, but we're gonna try it. Not a bad call yet. We should be able to get down to these bandits and really, honestly, come back pretty fast. So this may work out. We may actually still be able to take care of the townspeople as well. Won't be able to get there this turn, but we'll be able to get there next turn. How's our well coming along? You can tell I'm excited about the well. I've been waiting for that for so long. 3 turns. Alright, so probably about the middle of the night they'll get that done. Let's go ahead and take out the bandits. Ooh.
You track down the bandit hideout, situated in an old mine shaft. There is a dark tunnel leading into the decrepit mines.
Tunnel fights are inherently bad. We may be looking at a tactics fight. I don't know.
You go down the tunnel, and soon you hear the bandits in the distance. From the sounds of it, they're having a party, so it is a good opportunity to strike them down.
Huh. This doesn't lead to a straight-up conflict. It probably will lead to a fight if it goes badly. which is probably what I would choose anyway. I don't want to do a sneak. So let's see if they're
You
serious.
sneak up on the bandits with your weapons drawn, and you catch them unawares. Some have weapons on them, but you're certainly in the better position.
You know, there's no place in the world for people such as these. A bandit captain, a bandit shooter, and 2 bandit fighters. Alright, let's try it. Alright, what do we got? We got 2 piercing damages. Good. Blunt damage. Good. And a shielded character. Probably pretty good. We're probably going to be facing somebody who does a lot of damage. Got some shielded allies and a first action ability. That is fantastic. Our first action is really, really valuable to have. Alright. Let's go with this. I like having that first action ability. I'd rather have him over here than in my offense hand. Okay. First up, let's go ahead and get Dobrovia out. This is a little bit risky because they have enough cards, and those cards probably have the first action ability, but she has enough hit points. Hopefully, with the first action ability, we can recover if they do take advantage of that. Ooh! Piercing damage. Okay. I know this is a little bit strange. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shield her now. As of right now. I've only got 1 card to play. Then I'll react to whatever they do and possibly do the first action to move her back in front. If I had 2 cards, I would move her now and then use the piercing ability of these guys to position themselves in front. But I don't... Or her. I don't know, she's confused. The reason why is then we'd be in a position where we could potentially take him out. She can survive another hit from this. It'll do another 6 damage to her, but we're gonna have to take some hits. Unfortunately, he's got piercing damage, so I have the first action ability. Wow, they have a lot of hit points. Wow. How do I want to deal with this? 13 damage. That's a problem. I feel like playing this guy. Get him out. He might take a hit. I feel like confusing this guy. We know if a character comes out from there, they'll be confused. The problem with that is she actually has enough damage to deal with this guy. However, she'd be confused, and you can't get rid of that. I feel like confusing this guy is probably actually our best bet. To prevent that damage from ever entering the field. What did they do to her? They moved her to the front. Well, that counters what I was going to do. I was going to take her and move her to the front. And I think I'm still going to do that. That will force this character to attack her, and she has a shield. He'll still be able to attack her, but I don't want both of them piling up on her. Plus, this character is confused, so that actually means it's less of a concern. But I definitely want this character to take... I don't want both of these characters to be able to attack Dobrovia both turns, or I guess him twice and her once. So let's go ahead and bring her out, and then use the first action to take her all the way to the front. Yes, I could do it with Mutilated, and that would have been the smarter choice because Mutilated could kill her in 1 turn. Okay, I could still do that with this guy. We just won't be relying on the shield. We'll be instead being able to rely on him taking her out. He might then attack this guy, in which case we'll just have to deal with the wounds. There's nothing I can do about that. I wouldn't have had faced the wounds with her, but she couldn't get through this character in 1 turn. And he does. Okay. But he won't get the chance to do that again, I don't think. Yeah, because he'll go first. So we are going to take some wounds here, but we did this reasonably well. At least, I'm okay with this. We can heal those wounds. I don't think it's going to be fatal.
Their lair stands ready for looting.
Okay. Wow, what is that? A floating shield? Cool. I want a floating shield. I mean, you know, hey. We also got a bow. Big training sword. Okay, these bandits certainly weren't well armed, I'll give them that. Okay, we did take a little bit of wounds, but let's see what's in the rest.
Room and find a cage with bodies of wolves inside. The poor creatures looked like they were starved to death.
No. Alright. Okay, so we have some wounds. We also have back here, I noticed this move in, some unliving. Another living corpse and 2 broken skeletons. I'm trying to remember if the unliving corpse was what we were fighting before. If so, it wasn't that big of a deal. I feel like we can probably expend the move to go here. Let's do that and then head on back.
You enter what used to be someone's city. Some of it lies submerged in murky dark waters, and a grim mist hangs in the... You search through the city, carefully trying to avoid any trouble, but the mist around you suddenly forms into the shapes of ghostly figures, and they attack you.
Oh no! Is this ever a good thing? 3 ghosts. Okay. This is a fight challenge, so we will be taking wounds from this if we aren't careful. We've got some decent damage up front. We do have Sergei up here, which is really, really unfortunate, but I don't want Sergei and Bartosz, if you know what I mean. So, these 2 characters are piercing damage. He's got Confuse 6, too, which is really good. I guess we'll roll with this. It's our turn to go first, but we only have 1 card to play. And I have no idea what these ghosts do. No idea. I don't have my first action ability, that's on Sergei. So I guess we'll start with Dubrovia. I really feel like Numela might have to do Numela. Okay. Not too bad. Not enough that we can actually deal with that, but if we use, say, this guy, we can. And I'm kind of intentionally putting him here. The reason why is, yes, he's now exposed, and he would be exposed to anybody that lines up behind this ghost. But now's my chance to put in a different character, say Numela right here, and now when this ghost dies, due to Dubrovia, he is protected on either side. So, hopefully, he won't be taking any wounds. I could have shielded him as well, but I didn't have the forethought to do that. I could also confuse this ghost, but we're thinking that ghost is going to die anyway, so there's no point in that. Second go around, this ghost should be taken care of. Let's go ahead and bring her out. She'll be able to kill that ghost in 1 hit, and presumably any other one that comes out. So I feel like that's an okay move. This one will be coming out non-confused, and so if she attacks this ghost, then that's a problem. If she goes ahead and attacks this ghost, then we'll be alright. However, I can go ahead and confuse that ghost. Oh, perfect! Should I do the damage or confuse? In this case, to get closer is better, because he'll appear before her, do some damage to her, and then on the second round he'll still have... Oh, she's not confused! Yeah, I'm a bit silly. Now, I don't know, do I have to put him out? I don't think I do. So let's go ahead and shield this guy and just leave Sergei. I don't want him facing the 14 damage. Okay, there's piercing damage fall through. She did attack this ghost. Oh, good, she attacked that one. Fantastic, fantastic. That's what I wanted to have happen. Okay, there we go.
You defeat your enemy. You continue your scouting and find an old stockroom, still stacked with good resources.
Alright, let's take it and leave. I should have totally armed my characters before that fight, but I didn't. Let's look at the loot we got. What are you doing? Okay. Does anybody carry a sword? She does. She currently has an amethyst sword. Legend has it that a human prince once fell in love with a Rusalka. She could not be his, but as a sign of her love, she gave him an amethyst sword from the depths of the ocean. Wow. Okay, so not only did he fall in love with the Rusalka fell in love with him. That's actually pretty impressive. 3 damage, 5 shielding. Now, we got a floating shield. What does that do? It adds attractiveness? Dude! Okay, it's just better. Who do we want to have the good shielding? She already has some good shielding. The people that use the pole arms can't have it. She can't have it. She can't have it. It could just be Bartosz or Numela. Let's give it to Numela. Numela. There. And then for Bartosz, is this actually better? Yes. So we'll give him a rib cage to, flail around at people. Okay, is this sword better? No, it's a bad quality, which means its damage is garbage, I guess. Oh, wow. A big training sword is... Oh, it's two-handed. Okay. Bow and arrow? Oh, interesting. 3 ranged damage. What does that do? That is really, really, really curious. What does ranged damage do? Tactical abilities during fight and hunting challenges. Fantastic. Okay, so what I really want to do is I want to put that on somebody who is weak. Who did I put that on? She already has good abilities in fight, and I presume tactics. Let's actually give this to Bartosz. And I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but he really does not have good abilities. But this is going to give him a little bit of... Yeah, there's tactics abilities. Tactical abilities during fight. Like what? I don't know. Alright, well, we'll leave it at that there. If we decide otherwise, we can always move it. This club, also bad quality. Yeah. This, though, this is pretty good. It is said that this slender wooden staff with its silver veins running through is, in fact, the arm of an elven warrior. Anybody else picturing a disembodied arm now? This gives him piercing damage? What? What's Sergei using? Sergei is actually using armed with an armored arm. An arms man is like an army. Okay, 9 damage, 5 shield. This guy doesn't have a weapon at all. This seems like... Takes his shield, though. And without his shield, piercing damage just isn't that good. Let's compare these two. It's less damage. It's a lot less damage. And that adds shielding. This is good, but maybe we'll take it back to town and give it to one of the gatherers. That might be the better option. It's a very good weapon. I like it, but I feel like that shielding is just what's keeping him alive. So I'm gonna keep that. Training sword. These bad quality weapons, I'm wondering if we could break down into their base materials. We didn't really get a lot from that. Not from the equipment. Obviously, we got some clay, we got some fur leather, I think we got this topaz, we got the fish. I mean, we got some stuff. But, surprisingly little in the way of weaponry. Okay. Now, we are facing some wounds, but I think we need to sprint back to town as fast as we can. Although we could visit the herbalist's hut. It's worth a mention. Let's go ahead and see what these unliving do. Okay, they just set up shop outside our house. Outside our town.
A figure of a beautiful woman adorned in flowers and leaves appears before you as a daydream. A sweet smell of spring flowers and young lambs follows her, and everywhere she steps, the grass grows greener. And yet, as her foot lifts again, anything that lived withers. Her eyes are filled with sorrow.
I have a feeling this is a very, very, very nasty character indeed. She probably lives to sap anyone who will tolerate her. That's kind of what Rusalkas do. If you aren't familiar with Rusalkas, I believe are maidens that stay in the water, and they're actually undead creatures. I think they were killed by their lovers or something like that, and they try to entice men down, because at day they appear very beautiful, and I think at night you see them for what they really are. But and they try to entice people in, and then they drown them and drain their life force or something like that. Something like that. That's from memory from Quest for Glory 4, actually, where you actually save a Rusalka. But I feel like that's something like what we're seeing right here. Let's just tell her to stay back.
I seek not to do you harm, human child. I am but a lost god, fallen, stripped of my power to give life, robbed of my people, tainted forever by this rotting disease that is the darkness. Xivia was my name, but fear not, My curse is my own, and whatever vile force set it upon me, it cannot command me to do harm to another.
Interesting. So it appears that the force behind the darkness is intelligent. Very interesting. Either one of these I feel like is going to lead to pretty much the same place, where she's going to explain what she's doing.
I was once what you may call a god, but am no more. For what is a god if not a creature who serves its children? But I have none. I betrayed the light, and now I must serve penance. But now, let us speak of your wounds, children.
She betrayed the light. Interesting. Penance for what? I have a feeling she doesn't want to talk about that. So let's just go ahead and ask about our wounds.
I cannot offer to heal you as I once could, yet I can offer you a gamble. As part of the curse, my healing touch now carries the risk of a curse. So you have two roads to take if you wish to play. One, I shall heal you, but you will likely become cursed. Two, if you have those who meddle with the magic arts, they can attempt to guard against the taint, but beware, if they fail, the price may be high. Pray understand, I do this not out of joy, but only to offer help such as I can.
If we had someone that was in danger of dying and we weren't like 2 squares away from our town, I might try it. But considering we're not that far from town, and we're currently not in danger of dying, I think I'd actually walk away from this.
A wise choice, I suppose. I do wish I could help more, but alas, I must keep walking. Be well, my friends.
Interesting. Now I wish I had asked her a little bit more about penance for what exactly, because she, of course, said she betrayed her children. That being, presumably, either humans or the other elves. Not sure. We're starting to run low on food, but hopefully we can get back to Australia before these unliving decide to attack. Nope. They're going to come on in. Unliving corpse, 2 broken skeletons. Well, we'll do what we can. We got a lot of shielding. Wow, we have a lot of shielding. Shield ally 12. Fantastic. Confuse 5. Shield ally. Shield ally. Plus decent damage here. We're missing our 19 damage, but, you know, let's roll with it. Thinking I confuse him. I've got 2 cards to play. Or I can play somebody to shield him. He only does 5 damage. You know what, let's just bring out somebody who does a lot of damage and then shield him up. She does a lot of damage. She does a lot of damage. And has a pretty hefty shield on her own. Let's bring her out. Do I shield her up more? Thinking not. I'm actually thinking bring her out. Try to do a lot of damage up front. I'm going to try to overwhelm them on damage. It may be a bad option, but I don't think the skeletons have nearly as many hit points. Could be a bad option, but I think we'll be alright. It's not a lot of damage that we're facing here. Even if he does break through his shield, I mean, he's really not going to be able to do enough damage to really cause problems. Okay, so he's not confused. He is. Again, we're not looking at a lot of damage here. I want to overwhelm them on damage. So let's put our big tanky guy out front, and then just bring out as much damage as I can get out. We're probably going to take some wounds on a few people here, but they're not going to be fatal. She'll take like 3 damage. I could have shielded her. Maybe should have. Probably a bad choice. But learn from my mistakes, folks. Okay, there we go. She's still got some shield left. Alright, 5 phase 2. Yeah, he's gonna break through that shield. He actually did 1 extra point of damage to her. I don't know. Oh, it's the poison damage. Oh, that makes sense. I didn't pay attention to that. Alright, now they pile on and clean up and eliminate them. So we did take some wounds here. We took 5 wounds. That's a fair amount. About a third. She'll heal though. She's in town. 4 wounds. It's not critical. There's a little blood drop here if it's critical damage. Don't ask me how I know. But we fought it off okay. And we now have our well. Okay, folks, I think that's where we're going to call it here. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.